How's it going, YouTube? And how's it going, you? So I'm super excited to show you today's deck because it is kind of a brew, but kind of not. Last week when I was on vacation, I had this idea that I was messing around with, and I really wanted to run it through a league to see if my thoughts had any sense to them. So before I show you what we're gonna be playing, let me show you what the deck is based off of. So this is Jeskai Breach. It's a tier 1, tier 1.5 list. It's a lot like Murktide, and I highly recommend you run it through a league on your own if you do play MTGO, because the Teferis and the Underworld Breaches are really the only big changes here, the only like really money cards, and it plays like Murktide, but a little bit different, and it's quite a blast. This deck is a lot of fun to play. So the deck is a lot like Murktide. It plays DRC, Ragavan, Ledger Shredder, Consider, Bolts, Pierces, Spell Snare, Unholy Heat, Expressive, Bauble. All those cards are all the same as Murktide. The main difference is the white lands, Teferi, Prismatic Ending, Underworld Breaches, all four, and then some white sideboard cards in Hallowed, Moonlight, and Wear and Tear, which are fantastic. So my thought process in the deck that I had was, I already don't like Spell Pierce right now. It's like okay, like it's a good card sometimes, but in the late game, after turn 3, 4, 5, it gets so much worse. So it's a card that you kind of want in your opening hand, and other than that, you're not that happy to see. And Prismatic Ending is a killer of a card. I mean, it answers all the really good turn 1 creatures. It answers Wrenn and 6. It answers Teferi, Ledger Shredder, Amulet of Vigor. There's so many cards that it answers. And the Underworld Breaches are good, but kind of the downside of this deck is that Underworld Breach is pretty fragile. You need to commit a lot of cards to it to make it work. Like, it's not good in your opening hand, but it's incredible in the late game, kind of like Expressive Iteration is. But it's also like way worse against Graveyard Hate than something like Murktide, where Murktide, you can play it on turn 3 or 4 as like a 4/4, and that's like pretty good. Underworld Breach, you can't really do that. So this is the list that we're gonna be playing today. The biggest changes here: 4 Esper Sentinel and 4 Prismatic Ending. So let's talk about Prismatic Ending first. Prismatic Ending is a fantastic removal spell. Like I was saying before, it answers so many things in Modern. With Teferi, we're able to make it instant speed as a little bonus. But the fact that it's able to answer Ragavan, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Wrenn and 6, Amulet of Vigor, and who knows along the way, anything that's pretty much between 1 and 3 mana, because we're playing a 3-color deck, we're going to be able to answer. And additionally, Ragavan allows us to get to 4 and 5 pretty easily. We get 1 treasure. We will get to 4 colors and be able to exile that grief. That is a realistic play. Additionally, in upping the Unholy Heats to 4, we're able to just play a clean sweep of 12 1-mana removal spells. Honestly, it gets my heart really excited to just try four of each of these spells, because we should always have a turn 1 answer. I mean, our opening hand should have a removal spell almost every time. So that's really exciting. All right, Esper Sentinel. The biggest change to this deck, it's not close, right? Why play Esper Sentinel? Well, it's replacing the Spell Pierces, right? It kind of does a Spell Pierce thing in a similar fashion. It taxes our opponent's non-creature spells, right? Because if they don't pay, we're drawing cards. And in this deck, we play a bunch of 1-mana spells. We play 24, so drawing a card is a really big deal. Additionally, we can have multiples out. So it's basically like a Thalia that you can have multiples out, which is such a killer. Like, you get 2 Esper Sentinels out, and it is spell piercing every spell that they play. Really, really cool. Additionally, it's a threat, right? So Spell Pierce and Spell Snare are reactive spells. Esper Sentinel is more proactive. It's only a 1-mana 1/1, but in the deck that's like playing Ragavans and 3/3 1-mana creatures and Ledger Shredders, that matters. It blocks and trades with Ragavan. It can chump block some bigger creatures like a Tarmogoyf or an Urza Saga token. That's not nothing. And the kicker, the cherry on top, it's an artifact creature. You get Esper Sentinel, a land, and any one of our instants or sorceries, we have Delirium for the Dragon's Rage Channeler and the Unholy Heat. That's a big deal. In a deck that is trying to Underworld Breach, exile cards from the grave, and keep Delirium around, having a card that has 2 typings on it is a really big deal. And my hypothesis is that all of those things combined, it being kind of a taxing effect like a Thalia or a Spell Pierce, it being a proactive game plan, and it having 2 typings should be enough to make this card good. It also kind of replaces the considers in an interesting way, right? Like consider as a cantrip. If we get 1 card out of this Esper Sentinel, it has done its job. Also, another good reason for Esper Sentinel is it makes our opponent's play super weird. I'll give you an example. Our opponent goes land go. It could be any red fetch land, right? We go Esper Sentinel on the first turn. They can't bolt it. I mean, they can, but we draw a card, and we have essentially just gotten a card out of their hand for free because our card has been replaced, and they went down a card. That's really good. Okay, that means they have to play, in the next turn, they have to play a second land, and then pay the lightning bolt, right? Play the lightning bolt and pay for it, and now they're tapped out for their turn, meaning that we get to untap, play a Ledger Shredder and a bauble, get a counter on a Ledger Shredder, now it's unboltable. Additionally, they go land go, we play Esper Sentinel. They play Renin 6 to minus. We still drew a card. Now we get to lightning bolt their Renin 6. And we traded 1 for 1 for their Renin 6, right? The Esper Sentinel was replaced. The Renin 6 does nothing. It's at 2, and we bolted or unholy heat it. It makes our opponent's play really, really awkward. And if we can capitalize on it through those kinds of odds and ends, it could be really good. I'm really excited to give it a go. Additionally, we went up to 3 teferis, because normally they play 2. My thought process is, it's another card for Delirium. It's an incredible magic card. It does so many things that the rest of the deck doesn't really do. I mean, Prismatic Ending is pretty close, but being able to shut off their instant speed stuff, their counter spells, instant speed endurances, who knows what else, right? So good. So good. And I went down to 2 Underworld Breach. My thought process is, our deck is already pretty weak against graveyard stuff with Dragon's Rage Channelers and Unholy Heats. And Underworld Breach is such a good card in the late game, but terrible in your opening hand. You don't want to see multiples of it for the most part in your opening hand or anywhere in the early game. And the second one is good, but it can sometimes just not be playable. It's not like Snapcaster where you can flash in a Snapcaster at 2 mana on the second turn to block something or just as a beater. If you don't have a way to fuel it, this Underworld Breach, it's not going to do anything for you. So I wanted to cut down on them. I just don't think that the deck really needs it as much. I think that our proactive game plan of Esper Sentinels, Ragavans, DRCs, and punching through and removing all their stuff should be good enough to get the job done. Our land base is a bit more red-white centric, something to note. We're up to 3 inspiring advantages because we're not playing any 1-mana blue spells. Our only blue stuff is right here, and that's 11 cards. We are playing the basic island because in my testing, we got destroyed by Blood Moon, and I wanted to be able to fetch for a basic just in case. It's probably the worst land of the deck, and we probably don't need it, but I wanted it anyway because of Blood Moon. That's the reason why. Sideboard. Flusterstorm's invasive surgeries for Cascade, for Burn, for Indomitable Creativity. Seems pretty normal here. We do have the blue splash, so Alpine Moon for specifically Tron. I don't know if we're going to really want it against anything else, but this deck, in my mind, feels kind of weak to Tron. We don't have any counter spells, so I want to be able to play a Blood Moon effect, but I feel like Blood Moon might actually hurt us more than help us, so let's try out the Alpine Moon, and then we'll see if Blood Moon would actually be better. Engineered explosives, because I mean we're able to get the 3 really easily, but Indomitable Creativity, Hammer, small creature decks. I'm sure there's some other stuff that it might be good against. We can easily get to 3 and maybe even 4 and 5 depending, right? Unlicensed Hearse, because it's probably the best graveyard hate in my opinion. Relic hurts us. We could play Soul Guide Lantern, but it's not recurring. It's just it's a recurring graveyard hate piece that we're able to turn on and it be a win condition through Ragavan and DRC and stuff. So wanted to play Unlicensed Hearse. It's probably the best graveyard hate at the moment. Dress Downs are for the catch-all for Urza Saga, for I mean elementals. Dress Down is just such a good Magic card. I'm probably playing 2 in every sideboard of every blue deck I'm playing from now moving forward. Our main white cards, Hallowed, Moonlight, and Wear and Tear. Hallowed Moonlight is for Indomitable Creativity. It's for any Reanimator deck. It could be okay against Urza Saga. It's so good against so many different decks. Dredge. It is sometimes Counterspell, draw a card. Better than Remand. I mean, Court of Calling, Collected Company, who knows what else. Even like the Grief Undying Malice, you know, it comes back from the graveyard and it exiles. So good. And then Wear and Tear, probably the highlight of the sideboard. Incredible against Urza Saga decks, especially Hammer. It's if you're able to cast both sides, it is a 2-for-1. And it is a 2-for-1 that will probably win you the game. This card is probably the main reason to be in red and white in terms of like sideboard stuff. I almost want 3. Like I really almost want 3. And then the Jegantha, of course. One of the main reasons why we're not playing Murktide or Fury or Subtlety or Counterspell is we get to play Jegantha, which is awesome. I mean, having a free 5-mana 5/5 that also helps us around a Blood Moon, I'll take it, right? If you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe. They're the best ways that you can help out the channel. And let me know in the comment section what you want me to play in the future. Let me know what you think of this deck. Tell me what you think is going to happen beforehand, even though you'll probably know, you know, the results. You could skip through, whatever. This deck is really fun just from like the limited games that I've played with it, some like practice, whatever. I think there's real potential here, and we're going to find that out together. Let's jump into a league. Alrighty, round number 1, and we are on the draw, I believe. Let's pop these out and pull these over. Now, I'm going to be playing with my companion kind of out to the right side over here because I am very much an out of sight, out of mind person. If I don't have it here, I will forget that I have it, and I have lost many games over the many months or years, I guess, that these companions have existed because I just forget that I have it. So our opening hand is pretty good. I mean, we have a bunch of good creatures and a bauble to hopefully find some removal if we need it. Definitely going to keep it. And our opponent has mold to 6. That's pretty good for us. The best thing that they could do for us, in my opinion, is not play a turn 1 creature. Don't have a turn 1 threat. A Thoughtseize is fine. Expedition Map. Okay, so we're playing against the mono black control deck. Ooh, I can prismatic ending their map right now. I kind of want to do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't think that we're going to have many hits, and if they're looking for a piece, I mean, that could very easily have hurt them. Like, maybe they only have 2 lands. A second map. Can we draw a second prismatic ending? That'd be pretty, Inquisition. Look, it's all yours. What do you want to take? They probably take Bauble or Dragon's Rage Channeler, I assume. Because we can't... If they take Dragon's Rage Channeler, we can't play both creatures. They took Bauble. Wow. Kind of surprised. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so we're gonna start with the DRC, and then we're gonna play the bauble, right? That we just drew. And then we're gonna laugh at our opponents, haha. I guess we're gonna play this ragavan no matter what, right? I guess we shock ourselves here, and then we can play the ragavan. It's kind of a question of, do I want to draw the card, or do I want to be able to use it to scry with this? Let's use it to scry. I don't really know what I'm like looking for right now. I guess like a lightning bolt would not be terrible. Now, luckily, their deck is not that threatening without their Urborg Cabal Coffers combo. So they have one. They have Cabal Coffers, and they will be getting the Urborg with the map. And then next turn, they'll be able to make 5 mana. Okay. So I still think I want to hold this Arid Mesa, or hold this Bauble. Underworld Breach, that's kind of interesting. Doesn't really do anything for us right now. Let's hit them and see what we get. If we can get a Karn, that would be an incredible hit. Karn would be very, very good. Thoughtseize. Wow. Wow, wow. Prismatic ending. What's kind of interesting is if we can connect with this Ragavan, we can actually get up to 4 colors. So I'm going to keep it on top. I'm going to keep it on top for now, because we can always get rid of it with our fetch land if we don't want it. Oh, ooh, they're a Heartless Summoning combo. So that's kind of interesting. So basically, do I want to take the creature that they're going to be able to make 6 mana? Do I want to take this, which doesn't... I'm going to take their creature, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to take their creature. Yeah, because we have... Yeah, we have the prismatic ending on top of our deck, right? That's awesome. And I suppose we just draw the prismatic ending, and then we're going to bauble on their turn. Yep, they got Urborg. That makes sense. Wow, I can't believe we hit Thoughtseize. What an incredible card to hit. There's the Urborg. There's the Heartless Summoning. And now we're going to draw the prismatic ending. And then I'm gonna immediately prismatic ending this, so maybe we hit Delirium, so we can deal. Do I want to play to hitting Karn? That's a good question. Karn would be pretty good, but they're also playing like Heartless Summoning combo. This is gonna be really weird. I think I'm gonna hit them first. I know that I'm missing out on 2 points of damage. Let's see at the end if that matters. But because I don't know what they're playing as much, I want to see if maybe we hit like a 4-drop. So it seems like they drew a removal spell of some sort, making me sack a non-token creature. Well, I'm gonna sack the Ragavan, and then they just gave us Delirium, which is super nice. Thank you very much. And now I think that I'm going to end up bobbling. I'm going to bauble them. They're drawing another removal spell. Interesting. Okay, so... Oh, I just realized that I didn't even need to crack my fetch land there. Okay, I'll remember that for the... I forgot that Urborg exists. So, does it matter which one I get? I guess I would want more red sources, just in case. And then we're going to cast the Ragavan, and then we're going to cast the Prismatic Ending on this, because lightning bolt. I kind of want it in the grave because this. Oh, I want to fuel this underworld breach as much as I can. See what we draw. We drew another prismatic ending. Okay. So I would assume they just edict us, but they're not going to do it yet. Okay. How many cards can we draw? How many bolts can we do right now? We can do 2 bolts. So to do the underworld breach math, I've played a little bit of underworld breach. I've not played with jeskai breach very much. To do the math, you just take the card out and then you see how many multiples of 3 you have. So we take out the lightning bolt and we have 7 more cards. So we have 2, and then we can actually get the scalding tarn into the grave, and then they're gonna edict us. So we actually have 3 bolts that we can get off of this underworld breach, and even more with this. But we don't have the mana. That's the problem. Do I care more about being able to do more damage with a Dragon's Rage Channeler or connecting like multiple times with Ragavan and increasing our mana? I think the Ragavan actually matters a little more right now, interestingly enough, because we want more mana for these underworld breaches, and we will also be able to get back the Dragon's Rage Channeler with the underworld breach. So I'm going to sack the DRC because I want to be able to start increasing our mana. We hit a Phyrexian Gorger. Okay. Do I want to play Underworld Breach now? No, I think I'll just put Jegantha in hands. Then we'll say go. A Blast Zone. That was a good draw, huh? I assume they're just going to crack that, like, immediately. We can actually make all 5 colors right now. It's kind of funny. I'm just going to enter combat and make them crack their Blast Zone. They took it. Field of Ruin. Okay, so we need to be able to cast Lightning Bolt 4 times. So we need 13 cards in the grave. The Scalding Tarn is 10. I think I'm just going to play Jegantha. I don't really see a reason to not play the Jegantha. I guess they could Damnation me, but I'd rather just, like, get this board out. Now they just, like, die to a lightning bolt. They need to draw double removal. This doesn't die to Fatal Push. Field of Ruin, that definitely doesn't do it. I hope that they allow me to hit them again with Ragavan, just so I can get more information of what they're doing. Okay. A Karn. So, do I show them the Underworld Breach to end the game? It's kind of like, yeah, I might as well. Let's just end the game, right? Let's end the game. I know there's an amount of there's an amount of play to not trying to show them more cards in my deck. But is it worth it to not show them to, like, you know, I don't know what they could draw. We might as well just end the game, right? I do think that there's merit to not playing the Underworld Breach, though, and just, like, allowing, like, playing the Karn, saying go, and then just seeing what happens, because they probably can't beat what we have. Okay. Do I want Alpine Moons? I don't know. It turns off their combo. It turns off their combo. I definitely am gonna want wear and tears. They're playing Karn. They're playing map. I guess the wear and tears are like only good if the Karn, and I mean we can't, we don't have any counter spells. We can't counter a Karn, so we have to like try to go under them. Oh, this also hits the giant worm thing, so we definitely want to bring these in. Do I want alpine moons though? Hit Cabal Coffers or Urborg? That's a hard choice. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. I think that we can cut unholy heats. Right? Bolt goes face. Unholy heat kills the worm. And it kills Karn. Or maybe prismatic ending. Prismatic ending does it hits heartless summoning and the maps, but like generally like this also hits map and this also hits heartless summoning. So yeah, I guess we don't really need these. Do we want to get rid of flusterstorms? Are they playing? It seems that they're not playing the invoke despair version as much. Like they're not playing as many instants and sorceries. That's a hard choice. That is a difficult choice. They are playing, they still are playing a bunch of like kill spells. But if they're able to get their combo out, this is like not as good. Let's try it like this. Let's try it like this, and then if we want to bring in the flusters, then we will. Our companion, and then I'm just immediately gonna pull this up. All right, Esper Sentinel, it is time to show me what you got. Time to show me what you got. We're getting Thought Seized. Yep. Thought Seized is probably, in my personal opinion, the most unfun card in Modern. Let me know what you guys think is the most unfun card. I actually think, my bad. I think Thoughtseize is the most unfun card in Magic. I know that's like a really harsh statement, but I'm very serious. I think that it is probably the most unfun card in Magic. Okay, so I'm going to play the Esper Sentinel on turn 1 because it's going to really make their spells awkward. Expedition map, they're going to have to pay 1, removal. Like, they can't just Shieldred's Edict me this turn. They can if they want, but... And then this turn, we can play a fetch land and a Dragon's Rage Channeler, or we can just play double creature. Are they going to have a 3-mana remove, like a 3-mana board wipe? Nah, no way, right? No way. No. All right, no. No. Wow, they're letting me draw a card. Wow. Wow. They Shieldred's Edict while I have Esper Sentinel. That's crazy. Ledger Shredder. Do I care about Ledger Shredder? I feel like I have a good sweep of threats right now, so I think I'm just gonna bin it. And then let's see what they're gonna draw. They're gonna draw like Cabal Coffers, okay. And then I'm gonna cast our Ragavan, and then we're gonna pass. We have a pretty good board going right now. We drew a prismatic ending. Interesting. So we have Teferi, ending, bolt, and lands. Oh, they have the combo too. They played an Urborg. Interesting. Okay, so they're playing a 3/3 Flesh Gorger. Show you my Flesh Gorger. Do I want to bolt it in my... Honestly, I kind of want to just Teferi bounce it. So I think I'm gonna do that instead. They're not gonna, there's no blood moon, so. Blue, white, Teferi. I will bin another prismatic ending. Teferi is going to enter. We're going to minus target your flesh gorger. I will pay 3 life. Always yield, always yield. Pay the 3. It is gone. We now hit them for 5. We hit a Karn. Interesting. So now we have a lightning bolt up. They will be able to Cabal Coffers make 5 mana, but that shouldn't really be an issue at the moment. It'll be more of an issue if they have Heartless Summoning, I guess, but I don't really know what Heartless Summoning is going to do. Okay, so they're just playing, again, a 3/3 Flesh Gorger. Do I want a Lightning Bolt now? Yeah, I kind of do. Might as well Surveil. Always yield. I will definitely pay the 3. Put the land into the grave. Good thing we did that on our upkeep. We drew another Teferi. Okay, we're going to plus Teferi. I guess there's no reason to not play the second Teferi too. Let's hit them first before we use our mana at all. Because maybe we hit another Karn. We hit an Inquisition. Wow. Okay, well, we're going to do that first. Actually, no, wait. No, we have to do it this turn. My bad. Yeah, we have to do it this turn. I was going to try to do it in their draw step. We put Inspiring Vantage into the grave, Inquisition. Their entire hand is Archon of Cruelty, Flesh Gorger. Okay. Meaning that I am, like... white, blue, black, play another Teferi. I will keep a lightning bolt on top of my deck. I would like to keep the new Teferi and then plus it, and then say go. What did our opponent draw? Okay, so they're playing the Flesh Gorger. So we know they have Archon of Cruelty, and a new card in hand. So I think we've lethal. We minus, we target the Flesh Gorger. We pay 3 life. We draw a card. Another Teferi. We hit them and then we lightning bolt them. Yep, that's exactly lethal. Heartless Summoning. And then we'll bolt you. Wow, that was an easy sweep. Esper Sentinel actually was awesome there. That was pretty awesome there. It allowed us to draw an additional card, as well as it was another 1-mana threat, right? Like, we were able to play an Esper Sentinel and then turn 2 creature, and then just run them over with double creature. I know their deck is a little clunky, and they also drew, like, pretty bad. They drew Archons and stuff, but I don't know. Esper Sentinel seemed pretty good, and the Prismatic ending also seemed pretty good game 1. All right, off to the next one. Alrighty, round number 2. We are on the play. All right, let's see what our opening hand looks like. Reveal the Jegantha. All right, our opening hand has double bolts, a bauble, expressive, a ragavan, and 2 lands. I mean, this hand's looking really nice. Hand's looking really nice. We're gonna bauble on turn 1. I'm pretty sure we're gonna bauble on turn. I don't actually know what we're looking for, so I'm gonna just play the Steam Vents and the Ragavan and say go. I don't know what we're looking for yet. I don't know if we're playing against a control deck, an aggro deck. Do we need more removal? Do we need more creatures? All right, so it looks like it's the Mirror, or like Murktide. Probably playing against Murktide with that Mercurial Spell Dancer. Interesting. So I really wish we hit a ledger shredder, but I am gonna bauble myself here. I don't want to draw any more lands. Re-reveal an esper sentinel. How good is esper sentinel? Well, it's not gonna be as good if they like land go, then they just like lightning bolt and pay for it. But I don't want to draw lands. All right, I'll keep it on top. Let's shock ourselves so we can hold the double bolt in case we need to. Now, we did give away that we're playing white and that we're not playing the mirror. So, important to note. Wow. Well, I'm just going to double bolt. I don't see a reason to not. I could hold up for ledger shredder, I guess. But I want to get this expressive iteration to resolve. Nice. So I think that we take Underworld Breach, we exile the Dragon's Rage Channeler, and then we put it into play. Hand, bottom, exile. I hope they just don't Blood Moon us. That would be, I guess, the worst case scenario, but... Alright, so they're not expressive iterationing, and they're not ledger shreddering. So I'm not too mad about that one. Center combat, let's hit them. And then let's play an Esper Sentinel. Really good blocker. Really good blocker. They're going to consider in response, it seems. They're counterspelling. Wow. I'm just going to Lightning Bolt the Ragavan in response then. Let's just get it off the table. Second Dragon's Rage Channeler. I mean, they're probably going to play like a pretty big Murktide. I guess I'm going to bin it. We can always bring it back with the Underworld Breach. This is going to resolve. I'm going to play my tapped Hallowed Fountain, and then we're going to say go. They're probably going to play a Murktide. They're dashing a third Ragavan. They hit a flooded strand. Awesome. Good for us. This feels like a Murktide. This feels like a 5/5. It's a 4/4. Interesting. Wow, what a good draw. What a sick draw. Okay, so we are going to be able to... Okay, we unholy heat the Murktide, right? Like, that's just happening no matter what. That's just, that is happening. Another Dragon's Rage Channeler. I guess we bin it. Okay, now we have an opportunity. Do we want to play Underworld Breach? We can bring back a Dragon's Rage Channeler. And then we can bauble a bunch. I mean, yeah, let's just do it. Like, let's just do it. I'm pretty much putting all cards into the grave now. Dragon's Rage Channeler. They just conceded. Oh my gosh. Well, Esper Sentinel traded up. So, okay, that shows something. That Esper Sentinel traded up. The counter spell, like, that's awesome. Like, that was worth a card. All right, the blue-red Murktide. How do we want to play against the mirror? It's not the mirror. Wow, I'm used to calling it the mirror. I think they're going to bring in Blood Moon. I think it's something to think about. I don't really know if I want to bring in Wear and Tear. It does hit Unlicensed Hearse, but so did the Prismatic Endings. And I think a Prismatic Ending is actually like quite good against the mirror. We could bring in Flusterstorms, which are fine. I'm not like against it. It's just like not great. I think that we bring in unlicensed hearses, and I'm not even sure we really board out. Like esper sentinel is actually like quite good. I think that it's better than Dragon's Rage Channeler in this matchup. Underworld Breach is not as good if they're gonna bring in their own unlicensed hearses and stuff. Do I want to bring in Wear and Tear for both Blood Moon? They're definitely bringing in Blood Moon. I mean that's just like I just feel like that's a guarantee. But we have so much removal for Blood Moon already. Let's at least play one, and then we'll click submit. Oops, my apologies for not moving my camera. It's something I always forget to do. Okay, so reveal Jegantha, and then put it over here. Our opening hand has 2 Ledger Shredders, 2 Bolts, a Bauble ending, and 1 land. I think I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw. We need 1 more land to make this hand really work. But we have removal, and we have a Bauble to try to draw something. Okay, that's pretty good. So I think I'm just going to play that. I really want to hit a land. So I'm going to play the Dragon's Rage Channeler, and I'm going to play the Bauble so that we can try to surveil and hopefully get to a lands. And then we'll say go. Awesome. I don't think they're playing black, so they're probably going to kill my thing. They just shocked, right? They're considering. Okay, that's good for us. If they killed our DRC, that'd be worse. They considered a counterspell into the grave. I'm going to bauble them now. They're drawing a ragavan. Okay. All right, we need a land. Any lands. That's not a lands. We're playing 19 lands. I mean, I feel like we should get one. I will trade. Them dashing ragavan to kill my DRC means that they don't have any removal. Oh, we drew a land. Holy moly, that's so good for us. Do I want to play a Ledger Shredder now? Do they have Delirium? They do not. I'm kind of down. Yeah, I'm kind of down. I think we can get a basic too. It's like really weird because I know we have like double bolt, but like we do have the prismatic ending. So I'm down to just play a Ledger Shredder and just pass. I mean, they gotta have a removal spell, and the Dash Ragavan tells me that I don't think that they have one. DRC. Ooh, just DRC. I think I'm gonna start with a prismatic ending, see what happens first. They are counterspelling. That will resolve. And then I'm going to Lightning Bolt because I want to find my lands. We get a Ledger Shredder trigger. That's interesting. Our removal is like really good. Prismatic ending's, I guess, not as good. It does answer a Blood Moon if we're able to, but I guess the Teferi also kind of answers a Blood Moon. But if they play Blood Moon, then we're not going to be able to do it anyway. It answers a Ledger Shredder as well. We can't even play the Teferi right now. We can't even play the expressive. I guess we have to let's get rid of the expressive because I can't even play it right now. That was kind of my mistake. I don't really want to attack. I think I want to play around a Dash Ragavan more because of the way that they aggressively played this. Like they didn't mind getting rid of it, which tells me that they probably have another one in hand. 3rd Dragon's Rage Channeler and a pass. So are we going to do the same thing? Yeah, I mean, let's prismatic ending it. I'm just gonna pass again. I don't want to take another hit from. Oh, I guess I could have attacked and then played around like and then like lightning bolted a Ragavan. This seems like a Murktide, like a 6/6 Murktide. Yep. Okay, so if we draw any unholy heat, we are very much in there. That's a good draw too. Oh my god. Do they have Spell Pierce? Do they have Spell Pierce? I don't. Let's not play around it. Let's just do it. Let's just play. Let's just play the Teferi and just see what happens. It has to be Spell Pierce specifically. Yeah, let's just jam. Let's just jam. Teferi, Spell Pierce. They don't have it. Get that out of here. Pass. Ledger Shredder, sure. Unholy Heat, target my Teferi. Okay, so we're going to get a Ledger Shredder trigger, which is awesome. Trigger, draw. Wow, we drew Unholy Heat. Let's get rid of the third Ledger Shredder. We probably don't need that one. They get rid of the Murktide that we just bounced. Bauble. I feel like they should have held that Bauble. That feels like a waste. That feels like a waste, but... So, blue, white, Shredder. Unholy Heat. Triggers. Draw. Discard the land that doesn't... Oh, do I want to get rid of my only blue source? I guess it doesn't matter because we have wear and tear. Ooh. Okay, we'll get rid of the fourth Shredder. That dies. We play this, and now I'm going to start hitting them. They played their Otawara, and they're playing another, like a 4/4 Murktide, right? It's a 4/4. We just drew another Unholy Heat? Wow. Well, let's attempt to kill it. Sure. Let's go to combat and attack out, right? I mean, we can kill it. Sure. Now we bolt the Murktide. Triggers. Wow, the clean sweep. The clean sweep and prismatic ending, multiple prismatic endings have been amazing. Being able to just remove all their 1-mana creatures, have multiple removal spells. That was awesome. That was awesome. Off to the next one. Alrighty, round number 3. We are on the play. Reveal the Jegantha. Put it over there. Our opening hand has double expressive, prismatic ending bolt, TRC 2 lands. I mean, this hand's great. I'm pretty sure we arid mesa, fetch for a sacred foundry, play Dragon's Ray Channeler. Something I do have to remember is the colors. The colors are like really annoying to work with when you're so used to playing 2. Horizon Canopy. So hammer. Esper Sentinel. And Ornithopter. And Ornithopter. I suppose there's no reason to like do anything, right? I'm not gonna be able to hit Delirium this turn. I'm just gonna bolt the Esper Sentinel. I guess they could protect the Esper Sentinel. They could blacksmith skillet. I think I'm just gonna land go. Just gonna land go. If they want to trade Esper Sentinel, I probably will take the trade. Yeah, I'm down to take this trade. Wow. I cannot believe that they are letting me do this. I just completely blew them out because of that. Another lightning bolt. I feel like I'm gonna want it, so I'm gonna keep it. I didn't pay. Crap. I meant to pay. They just passed. They didn't hit a land. Wow. Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to expressive iteration because we have the ability to. Wow. Okay, so I'll take another bolt and I'll put the land into exile. And then we'll start beating them down. Wow, I really wish I paid here. If they hit a land, if they play a land here, then we really messed up. But that was a oh yeah. That was a mistake because I was like clicking through the triggers. Stoneforge Mystic, that's really annoying. And we don't have any more red fetchable lands in our deck, so I can't kill it this turn. I can kill it next turn though. So do I want to fetch to like thin the deck? I'm taking a lot of damage to my own stuff, so I think I am going to fetch. Wow, I can't believe I let them draw a card. That's so annoying. You're not attacking, buddy. I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's fetch to get a hallowed fountain tapped. And then do I want to bolt the Stoneforge in their upkeep? I'm kind of down with like any draw that we get. Yeah. Like I'm okay with that. So like I think that I want to expressive here. Be able to continue to get value. Ledger Shredder. I feel like I do want more threats, but like the Ledger Shredder would be going to hands. So let's put it into the grave. Let's like continue to like dig through our deck even deeper. All right, prismatic ending to hand, this to bottom, this to exile. Play this. We're gonna lightning bolts. Actually, before we do that, we still have a basic, right? Yeah. Okay, let's fetch for the basic mountain. Let's lightning bolt the Stoneforge now. I did this because if we need to play the lightning bolt, that way we if we need to play the lightning bolt, wow, we have no more fetches. This is like a dead card. Now I really want Ledger Shredder. All right, if they go land Sigarda's Aid, I will cry. Just Sigarda's Aid, fine and dandy. Esper Sentinel resolves. Shadow Spear. Okay, that will be prismatic ending. I'm probably going to prismatic ending the Esper Sentinel first. And then most likely like lightning bolt whatever they try to equip Shadow Spear to. Like Shadow Spear is not a problem on its own. I want to get rid of one of these prismatic ending. I'd rather hold up the instant speed removal. I think it's more valuable. Okay. All right. So prismatic ending this. Done. Always yield. And I'm going to click yes. Let's float the mana. Let's just float there. There we go. I'm going to keep this on top. I think I want more threats. Let's attack for 3. They are not ready to throw an Ornithopter away. Interesting. So let's play an Esper Sentinel. Let's play a tapped Sacred Foundry because we don't really need it untapped, and then we pass. An Inkmoth Nexus, okay. Will they find a Sigarda's Aid? Wow, they have taken a lot of damage from their Horizon Canopy. It's pretty awesome. They are attempting to equip. Sure. And they're attacking. That's kind of interesting. Do I just like let them go to 7? I don't really think I care. Weirdly enough. I think I just like let this resolve. Like I'll just let them hit me. That's fine. Play the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Let's attack for 3. I guess I can exile the Giver of Runes. Like, I don't really care about the Shadow Spear as much anymore. I do care about not being able to remove their stuff. So yeah, let's get rid of this Giver. Get our double triggers. Let's get rid of... Oh, I think I want that. Yeah, I'm going to keep this because it does draw a card. It removes something. And then we're going to enter combat. And we can actually attack with both, interestingly enough. They just took it, and now they're dead. Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure what happened there, and I definitely think I made it harder for myself in not paying for the Esper Sentinel. Definitely a MTGO mistake, not a Magic mistake, right? Like if you're in paper, like you're definitely like paying for it. There's no like missing it or misclicking. All right, hammer, wear and tears, engineered explosives, dress downs, all of them in. Absolutely. Out is a little harder. I'm down to cut a Ledger Shredder. It's a little slow in the draw. I am down to cut 1 Teferi. It is 3 mana to remove something at sorcery speed. We need to make 4 more cuts. I don't really want to cut any of the 1 mana removal. It's just all so good. Esper Sentinel, I guess, is like a little worse. It's like actually like not even that bad. Because they still play a lot of stuff. It just like gets outclassed really easily, and it like never punches through. That's kind of the biggest issue with Esper Sentinel. Dragon's Rage Channeler is always punching through, but it has a difficult time in blocking. So maybe it's like a number of these. And like let's try 2 and 2. Maybe you're supposed to cut Teferi. Actually, like maybe Teferi is just like not good. Maybe it's like too slow. It forces them to play a sorcery speed game though, which can be really important with hammer. Let's do 2 and 2. Let's try this out. Let's see how this goes. I have no clue what I'm doing. I've never played Magic before. I feel that way every time. Like, anytime I play a new deck, I always have the gut feeling of, wow, it's like I've never played before. Like, how do you play Magic? Our opening hand has Ragavan, DRC, EE, Bauble, and 3 lands. We're going to keep. Our lands are a little awkward, though. The basic island is not so hot, but, you know, tis what it is. Emiria's Call. Wow. That is a really crazy land to see on the other side of the field. And our opponent turn 1 Esper Sentinels. Well, I think I'm playing Ragavan here. Because I'm not going to trade if they attack. And if they just, like, go, then I'm just going to kill it and attempt to... Okay, they play an Urza Saga turn 2. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. If they attack, I'm definitely not trading. March of the Otherworldly Light on my Ragavan. Wow. This is so weird. What a weird build of their deck. I feel like I definitely should have gotten red whites instead of red blue. We have all the blue we'll ever need. So important to note our colors. I think that my instinct was to just grab a steam vents because of Murktide. Maybe I'm supposed to DRC bauble. I'm not against that. I'm not against it. Our opponent is thinking about attacking. They're worried about Ragavan. I don't think they should worry about Ragavan, but like, I guess if I was in their position, I would not attack because the 1 damage doesn't really matter. Wow, what are the odds, right? Like, am I just supposed to unholy heat this? I just like, that just feels so bad. That feels so gross. Really wish we had another red land. All right, let's play a DRC. Let's play the basic island in case we draw like an expressive. Let's cast the bauble. We will always yield. We will pay the 1. Surveil unholy heat into the grave. We need red lands, sadly, so I'm gonna bin it. And let's look at what they're gonna draw. They're drawing a second Urza Saga. Wow, that's brutal. I will trade the Esper Sentinel if they would like to trade. Wow, that was a good draw. Wow, that was a good draw. So we're actually going to be able to get them really good here. At least I think so. So assuming that they just pass, right? They're not going to trade. They're not going to trade. Okay, so here's what we can do. We can enter combat attack. They make a token. We block. They block the token on the DRC. We then wear and tear, target the Esper Sentinel. We are going to let them draw a card. And the new Urza Saga, then they won't be able to get a thing off of their old Urza Saga, and we've Stone Rain them, but they did draw a card, which is fine, but I don't think that matters. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a sweet line. And am I going to fetch for a Sacred Foundry? I'm going to need the double red, so I'm going to do that. Maybe they're just making the token now. That's fine. Maybe if I attack, they just don't block. Yeah, I realize now they just like might not block. Oh my god, they did it. Okay, well, target this. Target the new one, right? White, red, whatever. I will not pay 1. You may draw a card. I will put another land into my grave. This resolves. This happens. Now you have nothing, and you're going to go to 1 land. Trigger. Wow. Sheesh. Wear and tear. What an incredible card. They got a Springleaf Drum. They didn't even make the mana. They actually forgot to make the mana. Be a 1. Oh my gosh. I think that we might let them draw 1 card here. Like, I think that it's worth it for me to get the EE down. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let them draw 1 card. Play the EE on 1. Triggers. I'll pay 1. Yes. No. EE resolves. And then I'll just crack it. Go. They still only have one land, so let's hope that we can continue to punish them. If we can get a pass here. Oh, we got the pass. All right, now we can start doing stuff. We can dash Ragavan. Don't have March. No. You have a second March of the Otherworldly Light? We might still lose. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we might still lose this. We have only been drawing lands. So we really need to draw some spells soon. Oh, I guess I could have put Jegantha. See? The Jegantha wasn't on the thing, and I just completely forgot that it existed. Could have been in my hand. Resolves. Haha, wow. Okay. I guess I'm going to Teferi plus here. 1, 2, 3. Play the Teferi plus, and then put Jegantha into my hands. I could minus, but they're not doing anything, and I'd rather just have the ability of having another removal spell. All right, let's put Jegantha in hands, and then we say go. F6, bud. Do your worst. Giver of Runes is not even close to the worst. That was a good draw. Jeez. Well, we have 6 lands. I think that we just Unholy Heat this. And we Jegantha. And plus. Say go. Ginger Brute. Land Ginger Brute Hammer. That is their best possible draw that I can think of off the top of my head. Solitude? Holy moly. That's probably a one of in the board. Well, I'm gonna draw a card since we drew another Teferi. Play this tapped. Say go. Attempt to get the value off of my second Teferi. We now have no more fetchables, right? Oh no, we have a basic. We have one basic. Plains. Stoneforge Mystic. That's kind of annoying. What are you gonna get? Hammer, probably, I assume. Yep, you got a hammer. Okay, so we know they have hammer and they have Sigarda's Aid in hand. I suppose there's no reason to, like, really do anything. Like, I don't want to bounce their Stoneforge, so I guess I'm just going to plus and pass. Go. We can cast our Prismatic Ending at instant speed. Resolves. Resolves. Sure. So now I get to Prismatic Ending the token. It's going at Teferi. Well, the token is leaving. My turn. Ledger Shredder. That's a good one too. Do I want to bounce something? Like, do I want a Teferi minus to just draw a card? It's not great. But, like, we have this other Teferi that's just kind of sitting in our hands. We're definitely playing Ledger Shredder this turn. Am I Teferi minusing? That is a big question, huh? I guess so. I do want to draw more cards. I do want to eventually end this game, so Let's like bounce the ornithopter. Yeah, let's bounce the ornithopter, I guess. EE. So I think I'm gonna shredder and then play another Teferi. White, blue, red. Trigger, draw. That's what we were looking for. That's really what we wanted. Okay. Let's get rid of like the engineered explosives because we can play the wear and tear at instant speed. We want to keep this one, and then we want to plus. And then say go. All right, so the hand is hammer, Sigarda's Aid, ornithopter. So now hammer and Sigarda's Aid. Trigger. Discard the lands. We only have basic planes left. So what's really nice is that we can actually like, they have to play all at a sorcery speed game because of Teferi. That's pretty wild. Let's see if they attack. Please attack. Forget. Oh, they didn't forget. What a shame. Well, I'm just gonna untap. That was a good draw. That was a very good draw. I'm not minusing on anything, right? They can't do anything, but I don't really want to bounce Sigarda's Aid. I guess we'd plus. And then we expressive. Maybe I'm supposed to expressive first. Let's see what we get. We're looking for like lightning bolt. Oh wow, that's pretty good too. Hand, bottom, exile. Do I play another expressive iteration? No, let's kill the Stoneforge. Let's get that out of the way. Trigger, draw. Sure. So they're Stoneforge Mysticking, they hammer into play, and then they're going to target their Stoneforge. Oh, I meant to kill the Sigarda's Aid in response to the activation. Oh, I guess now I can kill the Sigarda's Aid and the hammer. It does the same thing. Fuse. 1, 1, 2. Red, whatever, white. Trigger. Wow. Wow. I think I'm getting rid of the ornithopter. I just like, oh, I guess I don't need to do it right now. I plus on Teferi, so now I can just start the beatdown. If they want to trade, I'm down. The game is over. This game is so far over now. Horizon Canopy, that's a redraw. It's pretty good. Well, that ends the game. So we're going to enter combat. We're going to attack them. See if they block. Nope. All right. So that's GG's. We're going to lightning bolt them. We're going to play Underworld Breach. Trigger. Lightning bolt you. We're 6-0? We're undefeated with this breach deck? I mean, 4 prismatic endings has been incredible. Like, actually incredible. Wow, off to the next one. We've even moneyed. Alrighty, we're in round number 4. We're on the play against a guy named Amulet Go. Well, I assume they're playing Amulet Titan, but we'll see. Oh, crap. Our opening hand is 5 lands, a ragavan, and a lightning bolt. I just feel like we want a better hand. I'm just gonna mull it. Okay, now that is a much better opening hand. I'm gonna throw back a prismatic ending, even though they're probably playing Amulet. But only because it's the only multiple. But we do get to just jam a turn 1 Ragavan here and just hope that it's good. Arboreal Grazer. That is going to be lightning bolted for sure. Alright, so they were true to their name. They are playing Amulet. So I guess I wish I kept the prismatic ending, but there's no way to have known. Okay. Well, we're going to start with a lightning bolt on this, because I don't think that lightning bolt is getting any better. We're going to hit them, see what we get. Probably a land. Okay. The more treasures, the better, because if they play like the Dryad next turn, we can at least prismatic ending the Dryad. And my life total doesn't matter in this matchup, so I can pretty much do whatever I want here. I want to get a white source, so I guess just another, like a Sacred Foundry. And then we play Esper Sentinel and say go. Yep. It's pretty annoying. Azusa. Now that's really annoying and very boltable. Very prismatic endingable. I'm not going to be able to do anything about their double amulet here. Unless I get a Teferi. Would I trade my Ragavan for their Azusa? I guess. I don't really know. It's kind of weird that like I kind of want to play to being able to cast a prime time. Is that like a real thing? All right, let's see if they'll trade Ragavan for Azusa. Okay, that's actually like worse for me in my opinion. Well, I am going to play Dragon's Rage Channeler, and then there's no reason for me to add Jegantha to my hand because, like, if I draw 2 lands, I'm probably dead anyway, and I want the treasure token just in case. One, two, three, four, five, six. They just have 6 mana now. Yeah, I will, I guess we're not dead yet. I could draw Unholy Heat. So I'll play to my out of Unholy Heat, but it's not looking good. Oh, now they can Teleria West for I drew it. Okay, well, I'm going to prismatic ending my own treasure token that no longer exists. We're going to surveil that one into the grave. We're then going to Unholy Heat this, trigger, put that into the grave, enter combat attack. But we're definitely not going to win this one. This feels like a lot worse of a matchup. This feels so much worse. Than Murktide. Let me clarify. Like I wish that I was playing Murktide in this matchup. Did they just naturally draw the second Titan? Oh my gosh. All right. I will concede. Okay. So I feel like I want to bring in Alpine Moons only because we don't have anything else. It's kind of brutal. So dress downs. I'll bring in the Alpine Moons, even though they're probably not that great. Wear and tears hits the Dryad and they hit Amulet. And then esper sentinels do absolutely nothing. And then prismatic endings also kind of do nothing. I don't think I want EE. This matchup does not feel very good. We don't have subtleties. That's a big deal. We just kind of have to go faster than them. All right, let's submit it, and we'll like we don't have blood moons. We don't have subtleties. We have to go faster. Let's reveal Jegantha. Okay. Hand's not terrible. It's like weird because like we want lands and I guess this hand wants lands and spells. So let's keep it because we're good with both of those. They have mulled to 6. I'm just gonna go Dragon's Rage Channeler Bauble right off the bat. Kind of crazy that they have the Azusa, right? Like I feel like they never have the Azusa. So Sacred Foundry, Shock, DRC, Bauble, trigger. I will put a lightning bolt into the grave. We want blue mana really badly, and what you're going to draw? You're going to draw a Selesnya Sanctuary. Cool. That is not a blue mana. Maybe this is a mull. Like maybe we should have mulliganed. Do I want to lightning bolt them now? No, I can do it next turn too. Okay, we drew the blue mana, so that's pretty good. Do I want to expressive iteration now? That's a good question too. If we expressive iteration and we get rid of a land, then it was worth it. So I'm gonna expressive iteration now. It's like a really awkward expressive iteration, but it's just the fact that we're probably not going to be able to cast it because they're like just a faster combo deck than us. Put the land into the grave. Wow, and we hit the bauble. So we get full value out of the expressive. Cast, trigger, put a land into the grave, and enter combat, attack them for 1. Say go. I mean, we're doing pretty good so far. Doing pretty good so far. Relic is very annoying. Wow, another Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, I kind of want to get it down. I kind of want to get the Teferi down too, to be honest. Like, I guess I want them to sack this relic, like, as soon as possible. Let's attack first. We're not getting Delirium. I could cast a Lightning Bolt, I guess. I guess I could cast the Lightning Bolt, but if they play it in Azusa, I want to be able to kill the Azusa. It's just the fact that I have, like, nothing else going for me. That's kind of the biggest problem. So I'm gonna play both my creatures. And I'll hold up the blue. Make it seem like we have something. I think that they were going to try to copy the Relic of Progenitus. It's kind of an interesting play. They're still taking 3 every turn at a minimum. Okay, so they cracked it now. Okay, that's actually good for us. We might be able to get Delirium off this one lightning bolt and the bauble. Resolves. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Okay, I'm gonna bolt their face. Triggers. We don't have delirium. If we can get a lands, that's delirium. See what they're gonna draw. An arboreal grazer. Okay, well, we have delirium. And we have... Wow, we really have delirium, huh? Let's hit him for 9. I think that my best play is just bouncing this dryad. I don't think they're going to be able to... I think we outpaced them. I'm pretty sure. Right? So we play the plains. We play this teferi. Triggers. Grave. I'll pretty much... I guess I keep the expressive iteration. It's like better than a majority of cards. Bounce your thing. Go. I feel like we got this one. Barely. They need another Relic of Progenitus. And even then, with the Relic, I think that we'd be able to return back on Delirium. Because we plus, and then we can expressive iteration at instant speed. Yeah, I think we got this one. Green. Selesnya Sanctuary. You're going to bounce the Beseju. So the Dryad's coming back down then? That's what that means? 4 mana. Dryad resolves. Yep. Arboreal Grazer. Resolves. Trigger. Okay. They are pacting for an Arboreal Grazer to block a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Oh, Endurance. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Am I supposed to unholy heat? No. Not yet. I need to... Okay. So, do I unholy heat now? No, I don't think so. We just need to get delirium. It shouldn't really be that hard. Okay, so plus this. That's happening first. We can play this. We can fetch. We can get a... We can shock ourselves, I'm pretty sure. Red, blue, expressive iteration. Triggers. A billion triggers. Sorcery into the grave. Sorcery into the grave. Land into the grave. Uh-oh. We didn't hit a lightning bolt. Oh, we can unholy heat our own Teferi, I just realized. That's pretty cool. I don't want to show them Underworld Breach or Alpine Moon, so... Hand, bottom, exile. Unholy heat my own Planeswalker. Well, we had another Teferi. We got Delirium. Delirium is done. All right. Game 3. Can we? Oh my god! What a hard matchup to play. What a very...
Sorry.
You don't have to apologize. I don't think we want prismatic endings. Hallowed Moonlight does not do anything. It does something against Urza Saga. I don't think we want to change anything. I think that we can just click submit, but... Alright, here we go. For all the marbles. Every marble. There's Jegantha. Our opening hand can answer a turn 1 amulet. It has a ragavan, bolt, unholy heat, prismatic ending, expressive. I'm going to keep it. They go amulet. We can remove it. Arboreal Grazer. We can't remove that one. I mean, we can, but... Okay, we drew a Sacred Foundry. I'm going to play the Ragavan. Say go. See what happens now. Yep. Play a Dryad. I would like a Wear and Tear. We need a blue mana for that one. It's such a shame that I can't really trade this Ragavan. Like, I kind of need to double Unholy Heat the Dryad. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to get rid of a Titan. Like, they definitely have a Titan in hand. So I'm going to need to get Delirium somehow, some way. So I guess I'm supposed to bolt Unholy Heat the Dryad. So let's do that. Unholy Heat. Yeah. Okay, this makes sense because I'm going to be able to prismatic ending the Arboreal Grazer. Do this. Say go. There's an amulet. So their last card in hand is presumably a Titan or a way to get a Titan. Now a question, do I want to... I don't think I want to get rid of the amulet. I think that we're way past that. Could be wrong, though. No, I need to connect. I need to make blue mana, so I'm going to prismatic ending the Arboreal Grazer. I need to be able to dress down. That's really the important piece. They hit Bajuka. We hit Bajuka Bog, which is actually like kind of not a bad hit. If they don't draw a land, we might actually be pretty good. They didn't hit a land. You're saying there's a chance? That's not a bad draw either. Ragavan is connecting again. Awesome for us. An Arboreal Grazer of our own. I don't think we want that. I am down to expressive iteration, though. So we can maybe try to hit another lands. We did hit another lands. We get 2 lands, sad. Well, I guess not sadly. I'm going to take both the lands so that we have 2 land drops. Okay. Well, our win condition is this Ragavan and attempting to lightning bolt them out of the game with Underworld Breach. Yep. In comes Titan. Okay, so now I can fetch, get blue, red. We're going to dress down a response. Resolves, we draw a card, Teferi, okay. Now we can go to end step. End step trigger, dress down, dies. We have Delirium, we then Unholy Heat this. Okay. Maybe I wasn't supposed to Unholy Heat. Maybe we were supposed to Underworld Breach. Okay, let's attack. Let's attack. Oh my goodness. Am I supposed to? Am I supposed to play the prime time? I want to play it. I really want to play it. Okay. Let's say they draw. They say they have another prime time, right? They prime time. They get 2 lands. They come into play. They untap. So they get the haste one and they get the red white one. They both untap. They give their thing haste. They attack. They I want to read Slayer's strongholds. So Slayer's strongholds. Target creature gets +2/+0 vigilance and haste. It becomes an 8/6. They attack. We can block. You know what? Let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's do it. I know that we should probably not, but screw it. We're here. I'm ready. Trigger. One, two. Go. Go. You can't tell me that I don't like to have fun. You can't tell me I don't like to have fun. I've never casted. No! Oh. Yep. I don't think that they can kill me. I think that that's the most important part. I don't think that they can kill me. They might not even get the Slayer Stronghold. They might get Bajuka Bog and like Urza Saga. Wow. What a weird choice. I guess that they can make they have another prime time. Is that why? No way. Oh my god. Their hand was double summoners, double Teleria West and they'd pass through combat. Wait, what did they just do? They transmuted Teleria West to get Summoners Pact. Can we win? Can we win? Fetch. We go to 8 cards in grave. We Underworld Breach. We Unholy Heat the thing. We have 8 damage. We need a double lightning bolt. So we need 9 cards in grave. Do we have enough? So we need... Okay, so fetching is happening. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, fetching is happening. Okay, if I teferi... No. Wait. Yeah, that does it. That does it. Teferi minus attack I guess we need to underworld breach first, right? Because if they have endurance, because they can if they have another green card, they can technically get endurance. Okay, so let's underworld breach first. 1/2. Oh, if we play Teferi, they couldn't Summoner's Pact. So now they have 2 Summoner's Packs that they're gonna have to pay for. How much mana is it? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I should have Teferied first. Oh my gosh. Well, I can oh yeah, I should have Teferied first. No, I can't believe I punted that. I completely forgot that Teferi would stop them from being able to cast spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we find an alpine moon, we can turn them off of Simic Growth Chamber. It's kind of interesting. All right, let's play the Teferi now. Let's minus on prime time. Let's expressive, because if we find the card we need, then we just win, right? We didn't find it. Hand bottom exile. Exile a thing. Enter combat attack. One. Or I guess we want to get fetches. Thin out the deck even more. I actually think that we might lose this game. I feel like we had an opportunity and I just threw it away by not playing Teferi. That shows the knowledge of this deck. Like I just don't have enough knowledge. I guess we're not far from Delirium. Like if we get, they have to tap all of their mana. We're essentially time walking here. And getting rid of the amulet actually was pretty nice. They can't attack. What does that do for us? Gives us a trigger. All right, we're gonna Shredder. 1, 2. I guess we plus first, right? We always plus. Do I want to thin the deck? Like I do, but I don't know how much damage that they can do. Will they hit another, like if they hit another amulet, then like I guess we're dead anyway. Guess let's get this one tapped just in case. Let's destroy this. 1, 2. Trigger. Oh my god. We did it. Oh. Oh my god. We beat Amulet with their own prime time even after I misplayed. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe we are 4-0. Can we get the trophy? I mean, I'd be down. Next one. All right. The last and final round for the trophy. Reveal the Jegantha. We are on the draw. Our opening hand has Dragon's Rage Channeler, Esper Sentinel, a Bauble, a Shredder, a Teferi. We're keeping. I would like removal, but we do play 12 of those. Burn. We're playing against Burn. We reveal a Ragavan. It's a little awkward. Like, if they have Searing Blaze, then they just, like, kill the Ragavan. I guess it's better for me to just play the Esper Sentinel, then. Yeah, alright, let's play the Esper Sentinel and, like, hope they don't have an Eidolon. This is the matchup that I'm happy to have the basic island against as well. Another way to fetch for and not take damage. Eidolon would be an absolute beating and would probably win them the game. But we have no removal, so... So Spear. Alright, I will take 3. We reveal a expressive iteration, which does nothing against them. Well, it's going to be a shame when we fetch Shock to play this Ledger Shredder, but we don't really have much of a choice, so... Like, we have to play this Ledger Shredder and then play a Bauble. I need to get something that's big enough that it's able to block. Trigger. Don't have Bolt. No. Alright, so there's a removal spell. We draw discard. I guess the expressive. We're never casting that. And then see what they're going to draw. They're going to draw Searing Blaze. I will definitely trade now with... Or I will definitely chump block any one of their creatures. Okay, well... I think we lose this one. We might lose this match. I don't feel particularly confident about this matchup. Yeah, I don't feel really confident about it. Our lands are destroying us here. Our lands are destroying us. My best bet is to play this Dragon's Rage Channeler and hope that I end up trading it away for one of their creatures so I can Lightning Bolt their other creature. Prismatic ending. Boy, do I wish that was in my opening. Boy, do I wish that was in my hand right now. They're drawing a Bloodstained Mire, so I guess it's pretty good for us. I wanted to look at what they're going to draw. I know that I could use it for my own Flooded Strand, but I know what's on top of my deck. I don't think that I can win if I am not able to block something here. That's what my gut says. We are dead. We are very dead. Yep. They just attacked both their creatures. Yep. Okay. I'll concede. Begin the sideboard. All right. Burn. Burn, burn, burn. Okay. Flusterstorms, most definitely. Invasive Surgery is not bad. It hits Skewer and it hits Rift Bolt. Teferi stops a Rift Bolt, but that's like pretty much it. It's like really slow. I think the Expressives, I think they come out first before anything else. I think Engineered Explosives kills their creatures and kills Sanctifier, which is really important. And then it's a decision of, do I want Invasive Surgery? I like Invasive Surgery over Teferi because they kind of do a similar thing, but Invasive Surgery actually counters the thing. And then do I want wear and tears? Probably not. All right, I think this is it. I don't think that there's very much to change. I think that we just like didn't have any removal in our opening hands against burn. I mean, and they just had a bunch of creatures. Do we keep the hands that doesn't have a sec? I'm gonna mull this. My gut says mull. We're mulling our first hand. This hand is much better. We're gonna keep it. I guess let's throw away the invasive surgery. I guess teferi is like a little bit better. Play Dragon's Rage Channeler, say go. Yeah, I don't think this is a good matchup. I think I would rather be on Murktide. At least Murktide gets a bunch of counter spells. This is a matchup that counter spells are a lot better than having a more proactive game plan. They just immediately lava spiked us. Fair. Tapped lands. Attack for 1. Not a very fast start from them. This feels like an Eidolon. Searing Blaze, sure. Okay, well. I don't even know if I'm supposed to do this. I just feel like I have to because I'm just sitting here doing nothing else. And we're just gonna minus to draw a card. Go. So awkward. Eidolon, sure. I guess I'm supposed to just plus play my thing tapped and say go. And then prismatic ending the Eidolon on their turn. Super awkward. All right. 1, 2. Trigger. I'll take my medicine. I'm at 9. They do have 4 cards in hand and 2 Sunbaked Canyons. We're not sitting hot. Haha. Pun. Yep. Am I dead? Mm-hmm. Holy crap. I don't know how to beat this Eidolon. I can play EE on 2. And then just lose to any burn spell. I can play Ledger Shredder. But then I don't have blue mana. I guess let's EE on 2. Go. Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready to die. The boy who lived, come to die. No, burn! Burn. Alright, burn. Alright, burn. Let's crack our chests. We got nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Gigantosaurus. I guess about $2 each a chest. We actually, about like $2.30. We actually did pretty well. Yeah, we actually like profited technically. Garbage. All right, let's talk about the list. So, Esper Sentinel on prismatic ending, they were awesome. Esper Sentinel, we really didn't get to see as much. Definitely not as. We really didn't get to see it very much. It was like against Burn, obviously didn't do anything because it's just a 1-mana 1/1, but it did draw us a card. It did make some things awkward along the way. We did get a counter spell out of it. I feel like Esper Sentinel, I still don't know. It's really nice that it adds double card types for Delirium, but I'm unconclusive about it. Prismatic ending though, I don't see why people don't just play 4. I think this card is absolutely incredible. I think that Underworld Breach is a good card, but I definitely think that it's a card that could be cut. Does make things it is not good against Graveyard Hate for sure. We definitely saw that. I mean, we already kind of knew that too. Sideboard choices, I think Alpine Moon is probably just not good. I wonder if we could play a Blood Moon instead. I think Blood Moon might be actually like, it might be playable if we're able to, like, if we know how to navigate with it, right? Like, we don't need double planes really. We don't need double island. We only need one. So we might be able to fit Blood Moons in instead. It's something to try out. It's something to try out for sure. In terms of the rest of the deck, I think that this is worth trying out. I think that there's something. I think that the Esper Sentinels and the Prismatic endings, there's really something here. And if you have not tried out Jeskai Breach, I say give it a go. This deck was really fun. It was super cool to navigate some interesting lines. Definitely a difficult deck. I think this deck is probably harder than Murktide, and I don't know if it's better than Murktide, but it's a different axis, right? We are playing a bit more, I want to say proactively, but we're playing more removal. I mean, we're playing so much removal, which is why I liked this deck. Like, the reason why we lost to Burn is because counter spells are better against Burn than removal is, because by the time we are able to get to the removal, they've usually hit us already, right? They play a Goblin Guide on first turn, we take 2 damage, then we remove it. Well, we've already taken the damage. The removal spell is like, it's done its job, but like not really. So it's really about the timing. And then counter spells, the timing is pretty much always good. We are able to counter spell whatever they do. So it would make a lot of sense that the 3-color deck that's playing a lot more fetching and shocking, and you know, it would lose to Burn. I think that makes a lot of sense. This was a blast to play. Wow. I definitely will be looking forward to like brewing around with this in the future. If you enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like. Please subscribe. Those are the best 2 ways that you can help me. Let me know in the comment section down below what you want me to play. I'm going to be trying to do some viewer deck submissions coming up. So let me know, especially any blue-red decks. I'd really appreciate it. And also tell me if I made any misplays. That would help me out as well. I appreciate you guys. And as always, I love you. Goodbye.